I've always been a big fan of perfect matchups as a last pick, but I think it's very team dependent. Team strong at formulating a strong strategy before that last pick, whereas other teams like Spirit, for example, they're not reliant on the second pick, but you give Yarning Hero, you can be assured that he will almost always win you that game. You know, if he has a perfect matchup against all the other 5 heroes, which very rarely ever happens in Dota nowadays because so many heroes cover so many bases. But if there's a chance, players like him will do it. So for teams like Spirit, second pick is a very viable option.
And we already get on the way with the bans. The Phoenix, the Witch Doctor, the Clockwork, the Dark Willow, the Tiny, and the Shadow Demon. Madagascar not hesitating almost at all to just get it out of their system. A lot of support. Well, basically exclusively support for Madagascar, plus the Dark Willow from South Africa. So that's going to limit a lot of the tier 1 current meta picks you can go for your 4 or 5.
Yeah, lots of teams focus a lot on supports in their first phases, which is very interesting. Nobody really cares about cores much anymore. Say that there's SF is banned already. Mars first pick. All right. Well, they don't want to have a soup Mars anymore after seeing that yesterday. So they just snatch it. I mean, Mars is a very strong hero. Great team fight, great laning. No, the hero is pretty strong.
Treant Protector. Oh, okay. I mean, I've been saying that this hero is so good, and we've seen it twice, I believe, on stream the last couple of days. Once when it lost in a horrible fashion, and another time when it did quite good, dominating the lane and converting, getting a lot of heal and using the overgrowth. I feel like this hero is actually kind of overrated right now. Personally, as a support myself, I feel like it's not good. But I guess Madagascar feels like, oh, everything else that's good is out of the patch, so we might out of the draft, so we might as well get Treant here.
Yes and no. I don't know, to be honest, about Treant too much. As you said, I don't really see him a whole lot, so I can't really gauge how he is. Yesterday, though, he performed really well. Had some nice rotations. I mean, his laning got buffed quite significantly, I believe, in the latest patches, with Nature's Grasp and Leech Seed being buffed very significantly. I mean, level 1, it's 100 AoE and 100 damage on a single target. That's pretty crazy when both of you hit 100. So laning phase, something they want to secure, and they're picking for that again. Treant Protector and Weaver, very strong for the early game. They ran carry Weaver yesterday, but I'm sure they also have a support Weaver up their sleeve if they.
Weaver's also quite good at dealing with this Mars, right, Black? I think range carry, if he's a carry, the Mars can last it and he's not going to get ultra harassed, but he's not going to have the best of time. As what is this answer? Madagascar coming in with the Invoker. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to update everybody at home. Don't be confused. There have not been any international transfers made. As of right now, we've got the completely updated, and the team fight is coming in droves from South Africa. Black. We got the Arena, the Thunderstorm, and the Invoker.
Yeah, I mean, Disruptor, Wood Heroes. It's a very strong support. Laning phase, honestly, is not that bad anymore with the Thunderstrike being bad. And of course, Glimpse is still one of the most broken abilities in all of Dota. But right now, South Africa is not super scared, right? Like, they don't need to run away from the Madagascar team just yet. So Disruptor is only really good if they have to run away from you or if you have a massive combo, which they do have combo potential for us. It's really good against Weaver anyways, so it's a very strong pick. It's a little bit abusable, though, by a strong offlane duo.
And you know what else is still available, Black? The one hero that we talked about, the Rubik! And Rubik is great versus Disruptor, Invoker, and Mars.
It is. I don't know if they want to pick it or if they want to open of Weaver being able to flex to 4. Because they do have the last pick. So what Gen teams do, they pick like flex heroes. And on the last pick, whatever is the best position for each hero.
And now it's gonna be actually the theater similar lineup. I believe this is what Madagascar defeated Namibia with in their first series. The Invoker and Mars were definitely there. I think the Disruptor was banned and they didn't have it. I'm just checking right now before I misinform our audience. Yeah, so in that first game they won. They had Invoker, Mars, and the Rubik, not the Disruptor. So they deliberately went for Disruptor this time around. As South Africa says, you know what? You want to fight? We're gonna get the Slaughter. We're gonna reduce your armor. We're gonna have a bit of an AOE stun, and Slaughter is great because he pairs up very nicely with Weaver. The physical damage on the side of South Africa is gonna be melting through some of the Madagascar heroes.
Yeah, if they really want to, there's still a TA in the pool as well. We know that they can play a very beastly TA as well, but that might be a little bit too all in here, like partner and really ruin everything. So more balance would be nice as well. Something like a Storm Void Spat. Okay, we spoke about him, the
Wow,
lowest win rates, but he's still a very potent hero.
I think so too.
Plenty of people play him very well. He's good against Disruptor, of course. Can always dodge the glimpse. Especially against Invoker as well.
And I think with the amplified damage from the corrosive haze of the Slaughter, that's going to make it really, really easy for him to just burst these backliners. And then in the mid game, even the Invoker.
Invoker. I mean, Mars and Invoker is very strong together. Of course, the Spear into Sunstrike combo, and one of the obvious combos there is, pretty much can kill any hero on the map. Well, actually, that's not true anymore. Maybe 5 years ago, they could kill any hero on the map. Nowadays, every hero is so tanky. Literally, they're so tanky. Like that Weaver, if he's a support, he's going to end up having like 2,000 health at minute 20, and they'll try to kill him, and he's like, nope, I'm going to time-lapse, and I'm for HP again.
I was playing Windranger the other day, and I went for like a really greedy position 4 build, like trying to deal some damage. I couldn't kill anybody. And I had like proper right. I had like a Dragon Lance. I had like a Gleipnir, and I was building towards my Axe. I was not killing anybody with the focus fire. So I understand what you're saying, that heroes are so tanky, and one of the aspects is probably the Eternal Shroud. Everybody has the Eternal Shroud, including the Weaver. Like I've seen Weaver Eternal Shroud. We talked about a Storm Spirit Eternal Shroud. It's just this kind of broken item that you mentioned reminds you of the Wraith Pack from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's ridiculous that it didn't get nerfed more. But maybe it will see or completely remove it, like Necronomicon a while back. CK though, okay, so CK is a very common Slaughter, just incredible in the lane again. Mid-late game, Slaughter can't really do anything to Chaos Knight. Void Spirit is okay, but not the greatest, and this pretty much confirms that Weaver should probably be a post 4, because they need something that actually has some sort of AoE clearance. Sven could be really good at this game.
They're afraid of the Phantom Lancer Black. Ooh, I mean, we saw the PL yesterday when we were rewatching the grand final from last year together here for all of the viewers, and I think you're right. Banning the Sven is, you got to do it here. I don't think you can risk allowing South Africa to play this Sven here. He will have even more armor for his side, whereas you already talked about the physical damage that is going to come in from the South Africans. But Madagascar right now, they also need, I assume, what's going to be another support. The Rubik is still available in the pool for themselves.
Yeah, Rubik is good. What else is there? I mean, I could go a little bit outside of the box, pick some, Lion potentially. Well, it's not really outside of the box, but I mean,
Shadow Shaman maybe.
Shadow Shaman, or
I got one.
A nice Venomancer.
They played the Veno. So on the first series they had on stream for us, it was the Invoker Mars Veno. I would like the Veno a lot here. The only problem is he dies very early to the 3 cores, potential cores from the side of South Africa. And if he does get jumped in and doesn't pop the Noxious Plague, the hero is kind of useless, right?
Yeah. I actually want to see a Medusa from some, I think would complement the lineup. It deals with Chaos Knight super easily. They have burst damage to really kill her. They have slide her dash. Medusa lane is insane. They have Treant to drag out the game for Medusa. I think would be a perfect pick here. I don't know if they're, because it's not the fastest before. So if they want to have speed, some Roll could be really good. Something like a Sven could be really good.
What about
We'll have to
Black?
see.
What do you, let me know if I'm cooking with this one. What do you think about the Madagascar Nyx? Oh, never mind.
Ogre again.
Ogre Magic is, yeah.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Ogre fan. I don't really have any comments on him. He's whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't think Ogre is strong. Is the issue.
I really thought this this Nyx might have been a good pick here, right? Just having the, you know, the extra stun, a bit of an extra presence. You got the Vendetta to go in the back line, maybe punish this Weaver. You also obviously are dealing very well with a lot of with a lot of the burst jumping in the backline. You just pop your Spike Carapace and you stun them, you slow down this Slardar, Weaver, Void Spirit, which is going to be a very fast tempo lineup. But in the end, like you said, the Ogre, which we've seen multiple times this week, and it's fell flat every single time. But to complete their draft, it's not going to be the Sven, it's going to be the Troll for the side of South Africa.
Yeah, Troll, Dusa, or Sven were the three heroes I was thinking about. Mostly because Troll causes a lot of problems for Chaos Knight. Like his illusions all have mischance. 60% mischance is quite noticeable, obviously. You can build into Battle Fury, you can build into Maelstrom, and Troll makes more sense for the team as well because they do love a quick Dota game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
They don't like to farm and sit back. So yeah, it makes sense. He can push very fast. He can super fast with Slardar, Troll, and Weaver as well. I like the lineup a lot more well-rounded. The Madagascar Ogre pick is really not doing it.
Who knows? Maybe there's a game plan. Maybe there's a way that we will get to see an Ogre just completely turn this Chaos Knight into an attack speed machine, and then CK gets on top of the support, breaks the Weaver, stuns the Void Spirit, gets on top of him with a Reality Rift, and that might be what it, you know, Madagascar's trying to achieve here, as it's going to be quite a dynamic interaction between these two playstyles. We've got the whole potential of a team fight from the Madagascar side and a fast tempo lineup from South Africa. But with that being said, Black, who do you take in this game number one based on picks?
I'm going to go with South Africa because the CK has been dealt with two heroes. Like, if you're CK, you cannot pop your ult before Overgrowth, otherwise you're going to be completely useless. And even if you pop ult, you will still get 50%. So until late game with Thorn, it's going to be like it's basically halved. And yeah, as I said, I really like the laning prowess as well from South Africa. Of course, yeah, fumble those lanes, but South Africa is looking prime to take this first game.
And we see the quick smoke up already from, the South African squad. Nothing from Madagascar, realizing they don't want to fight. Invoker level 1 is not the best hero to get involved with that, as Lord Grim will actually break Grove's smoke up in the top riverside.
There's an observer ward, they see it. So there's this trick that if you click on a hero,
Yep.
Okay. If you click on the player card, it will put the inventory. So it's a nice little way to check. But of course, if they're super smart, they'll ward, and you'll be like, "Ha, he placed it," but he actually didn't.
Grove baiting out, I guess, so you could say a couple of tower hits from the tier 1 mid.
Oh, easy ward. We're gonna see it first, but oh, we gotta be careful. These 3 hit drops.
The Leech Seed does a lot of work level 1 nowadays, and Keon completely caught overstepped by the Whirling Axis, who deals so much slow to a bootless hero, which is, of course, nobody has boots at minute 0. South Africa already getting away with the first blood.
You see boots, but that's game now. Chaos hit, Ogre Man, not the same either, to be honest. So I expect Slot farm very nicely. Mid lane is a 5-lane, very even lane. I foresee a couple of problems for the Radiant side. Troll should be free farming here. I wonder if he's gonna go into the Battle Fury or the Melts for very viable, of course.
Very slow. I'm expecting a slow start from the side of Madagascar, as I don't think they want to get involved in you know, the mechanical prowess of trading lanes and last hits with the Dire side. But maybe this top lane, you know, Mars plus the Disruptor might have some kill potential.
Yeah, the lane itself isn't super, so I think they just want to sustain Mars until he gets level 6. But yeah, we'll have top lane. It should be very hard on paper.
This Invoker mid is very confident.
Yeah, another Remnants. If that connects with a couple mechs.
And catching him with the Remnant, right clicks might do the job. Lord Grim, ooh, turns around with the Cold Snap and starts right clicking away. But Invoker versus Void Spirit, how do you normally see this matchup go, Black?
It's a very even matchup. 5 will just be farming. Nobody should really die unless you misstep quite severely. So yeah, just trade farm there. Bot lane is actually in a lot of trouble. Okay.
You have a Slithering Crush coming in.
And gone.
Oh.
You really gotta be careful, because he had beetles on him the entire time. 10 seconds, and obviously that minus armor really stacks up, even if you are an ogre.
We are getting another attempt, I believe this time on top, and it's gonna be Keon trying to punish Cuckoo. Deepai turning around with some damage, but Lapan falls down bottom. Zodi was just TPing into lane and he gets punished by Grove and Soup. And it's the physical damage oppressing this Chaos Knight.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with Ogre, really. He doesn't have a whole lot of support in the lane. He's a decent hero, but he's just no, like, he's no treant. He's very average. Yeah, this game is definitely not, you know, convincing me otherwise of what I thought already about it.
3-0, already not the best look for Madagascar, but at least they're not doing as bad in the last hit department that we've seen previously in mid. Still level 4 for both of the Void Spirit and the Invoker as well. So I mean, we've seen teams look worse against South Africa at this moment in time.
Yeah, they're definitely holding their own. They're completely crushed. Although 2k lead is, you know, it's quite strong already. Lapin again, but Ash Prime though, so no problem there. I really don't know what they thought when they picked the CK, because usually you want to pick CK at lane, but with an Ogre you can't really. Mid lane is rough CS wise. Ooh, getting a Weaver to be middle. Remnant misses though. So no kill opportunity there.
Good escape at least from Lord Grim, and now we will have the Disruptor actually connecting with the Thunderstrike onto both of them, sorry. And now Cuckoo turns around with a Leech Seed and Deepai with the right clicks. It's not looking great, but at least Mars hasn't died more than once yet.
Yeah, the S-wise, he's grenaded up. Do they want to dive? Probably not. Strike.
Oh.
The mark. Tried to even spear him back in, but didn't work. Low a little bit, Lapin as well. One hit the damage to kill him though. Yeah, I don't really have any regen left for him. Last tank I have. Keon also falling. It's yeah, I mean we expected this, right? Super difficult lane.
Including like this bottom lane, I gotta say, Lapad is having like an awful time on this Chaos Knight. Again, forced to go back, doesn't have a salve, will have to make the walk of shame all the way to base. It's only 4-0, but now the top 3 last hit heroes are the Dire side cores, including this phenomenal Void Spirit with 35 last hits to only the 21 of the Invoker.
Yeah, matchup is generally a little different than that. So obviously we have seen him yesterday as well on his primal and his IESF, I believe. So he's a very skillful player.
It is mid, Lord Grim and Lemuel trying to turn around, but they're jumping into the top of them. Adastorm going in, already level 6, uses both the Resonant Pulse to get the first kill on the Invoker. Now Lemuel, you might have TP to try to save your mid laner, but only end up dying to the Weaver, who is also, by the way, Grove 3-0-2, involved in 5 out of the 6 kills that South Africa has already.
Yeah. Like, they held off the rampage a little bit. But, you know, it's getting closer and closer to some sort of scenario. Cuckoo not being able to steal the rune. Oh, Invoke actually TPs in to try to kill him.
This is good.
And if they can't get the kill, it's gonna be...
Something finally. Okay. If Cuckoo would have been denied by the Ancients, that would have been an absolute disaster. But it's going to be the first kill on the board for the Radiant Sad Black, and it's good. It's better than nothing. It's not a 10-0 just yet, as Lapan is actually getting pursued bottom by the Grove, Weaver, and the Slaughter. Good Chaos Ball to slow down the attempt. I think he should be safe, as the Ignite is also coming flying from the Ogre.
Yeah, to be really for the Sunstrike potentially Weaver, but he's not gonna go for it. How dipping very nice in his troll, 4K never kills, 3 farm basically. He's go for the Battle Fury, something I really like, especially against K.
I'm wondering, how does this Ogre have 10 last hits? I mean, imagine if the Chaos Knight would have gotten 31 instead of 21, he would have looked much better than currently, but maybe there's only pull creeps last hits that he got, as Lemuel is trying to go for a glimpse into a kinetic field, but he's only level 4, Deepa is level 6. I don't know what that play was.
Ran in and got... I wanted to be because Ogre rotated through the heat. Yeah. Now he's careful too. Troll has ult, they can't kill him for sure.
This is well, an optimistic rotation to say the least from the Invoker, who feels desperate to do something around the map because he's been completely dominated in mid lane. Lord Grim behind the net worth of the position 4 Weaver of the opposition.
Yeah, Weaver is very risky case. Only 100 net worth ahead of him. Going for Keon, and he's also toast.
My goodness. Okay, Black. Is this time for a smoke play? Is this time for a smoke play?
They don't have levels for it.
No,
Disruptix to really make anything happen. It's tough because, again, Ogre is supposed to make it if you can't win the lane with the Ogre. He just doesn't do a whole lot. Like, what does he do from here on out? There's not a whole lot he can do.
If they can get like their hands on maybe the Weaver, right? The squishiest target, although he is very elusive and does have the time lapse, but also has a huge kill streak. If you can maybe kill Grove to get a bit of an influx when it comes to net worth on one of your cores and that very desperate XP that you mentioned they need, it might be a good way of starting Mount to come a comeback.
I mean, you say kill Weaver because he's squishy, but he's already sitting at 1k health.
Wow.
With that time lapse ability as well. I wish HP now high for a lot of heroes, which is why when teams snowball, it's usually very hard to see a comeback happen. Yeah, not the Weaver, but yeah. Not a whole lot he can make happen.
3,000 net worth hit for the Mars. I'm looking at what he wants to be getting next, and it's going to be phase boots. He's got him completed, actually, the bracer, and he's trying to get his Yule's bling dagger, and that's going to be a long way off from now.
Yeah, Slaughter is only 900 away from his, so obviously his timing is going to be a lot faster. And from then on, every one teamfight can transition very fun, which is obviously a walk in the park when you have Slaughter, Troll, and Weaver.
I'm looking at this Void Spirit Black, and I'm so concerned for the Radiant side. He is rushing this Aghanim Scepter, and when he gets it, he's going to be completely a complete machine. There will be no BKBs coming from Madagascar anytime soon, and being able to go for the AoE silence, it's gonna be such a hard ask from them. They're already playing from behind, but you can't even cast the very few spells you have. What is there for you to do? Just drop the mouse and keyboard.
Might as well at that point. There's still a lot of Dota left to be played. What they really need to focus on now is getting level 6 for the Disruptor and making sure he has just a sort of play to make. Like, he only has in the glimpse, he needs 2 levels in that, and it's old, otherwise they never get one. They do catch, it's not guaranteed that they're gonna get that kill.
Okay, take a quick look at the replay as we see a rotation. And now we see a beautiful flame face Black. I think Black, we're gonna do what we did yesterday. Let me look into your glasses to cast that replay, please. Oh man. This is, we apologize, it's just a technical pause, ladies and gentlemen, but we will resume the game as soon as the players are ready to jump back into it. And like I was saying, do you think that maybe Mars getting his Yule Scepter might be good for an escape, you know, to dispel the upcoming silence from the Void Spirit and obviously to set up? Or would you feel like he needs to get the Blink Dagger first?
I would Blink. I'm going to Yule's because he has a Disruptor in his team as well. So it's a nice setup to get that ult down, especially on a hero like Void Spirit. But yeah, if you don't have Blink, your team literally has no initiation, and it's gonna be tough. You always have the Disruptor, of course, to get a glimpse back. Well, it's only level 1 glimpse. He's actually maxing. Like, very curious decision there.
Oh, they're going for it. Tornado, they're trying to get the Treant Protector, and Cuckoo gets punished for being in the Riverside low ground. And this is something a mistake that we noticed a lot. Some of the teams in the North Africa region were making the other day, Black. Well, Cuckoo gets punished for it, and now look at the mass rotate bottom. Lemuel is trying to bait in, and I think he might just do it perfectly. Look at Lapan jumping on top of Grove. They really need to kill the Weaver, but he's so elusive. And he gets out.
Yeah. CK whacking him for a good 5-6. I usually supposed to be there, that's really under, doesn't really have any sort of item. Yeah, but at this point you really want to have the arms out on the CK. A sort of a power spike, but he's still working toward another 1k gold for that. 300 away from his Blink Dagger, at which point we should probably be seeing a smoke play upon a successful execution of a kill. Get that free Roshan.
We see Lapan, he's finally gonna get, I believe, his Helm of the Iron Will, so he will have a bit more armor coming in to him, so helping him with a bit with the farm, as 94% win rate probability for the South African side, for the viewers at home wondering what the status of that is, and well, almost 10,000 gold lead, 9,000 currently, but it's gonna be 10 soon enough. This Ogre Magi Black doesn't even have level 6. Disruptor is also full level behind getting his ultimate. It's not a good look, but on the bright side, Cuckoo doesn't have overgrowth on the Treant either, so it's you know, it's a good trade-off.
Yeah, Grove to also 7 already. Adam, one from his Aghanim Scepter. There's lots of strong timings coming up for South Africa. Ooh, and Invoker, that's not where you want to be. He's slowed. One more hit back. Crush.
Oh my goodness.
There he goes.
And now Zodi, hey, he's got level 6 now. Multicast will be available, and it's not going to connect with the first Fire Blast, but hey, next time they're coming around and they're coming in hot, as the Weaver is now out-farming every single player on the Radiant side.
Jumping in on Keon as well.
Oh, nice setup!
Combo, though.
This might be the turn around, Black. Can they do it? The arena, the spear misses, but the damage is coming in from the God's Rebuke and the Disruptor. Now the Chaos Knight and the Sunstrike, they managed to get 2. Now they just need to cut their losses. You don't want to go for more. I know the Void Spirit is tempting, but you need to get back. You managed to get 2. Do not lose anyone, Madagascar.
Yeah, tip worthy right there. Initiating under tier 2 tower when everybody's alive. A little questionable, and of course, as from earlier, they hesitate and tip those plays, you know, even if the teammates. Little bit is healthy. Wow, very early Weaver, which is why Treant is actually so low. Very interesting. Seeing a replay here
of this
nice arena into 3-man. Yeah, Magnetic Storm. Make it look very simple, but as I said, it was all initiated actually by Soup, because he was the one who jumped into the tier 2 tower. It have happened. But we've seen it yesterday to play with the food a little bit. And once you get over it, you know, things might go the other way. So you still want to play clean Dota. Want to make sure you take the qualifier home.
Like you said, the gem is a great pickup, and now the Spirit Vessel fully completed for the Weaver Black. And I like the gem. This is the meta that Dota is currently in. We talked about this yesterday during one of the matches. Is you gotta squeeze the map as much as possible. Don't let your opponents have vision. Cut some of the words. Take out the tier 1s and don't let them go into the jungles. Don't let them access to the farm, and that's way how you maintain your lead and actually, you know, you're aiming to double, triple your lead before you convert into even more objectives. And now Grove is going to break a smoke up top, and he's going to just completely Shikuchi out of there. Keon will not be able to spot the Weaver, although that would have been a really good big pick-off.
Yeah, he also sees the next ward being planted. Easy D-ward.
Oh, okay, the jumping, going into the Lemuel Static Storm. Now the arena, this is an easy setup. The Slaughter gets a bit overconfident, and Soup with a rare mistake, but now the team jumping in the backline, going to kill Lemuel, and we have the Battle Trance from Deppy coming in to trade the Invoker's life. It's a 2-for-2, but I think the rest will soon follow as the Void Spirit has the Aghanim Scepter, jumps in the front line on top of Keon, the Spear of Mars, only to buy himself a bit more time, but will fall. As this gonna be a 2-for-4. The only player still alive, free farming, is the Madagascar Chaos Knights Lapan.
Using all that time he has to... He's really far behind in terms of network, but at the same time, they can't really afford to fight if they really want to have a full-blown team fight. Because Troll was there, just see how much damage he deals. They're chasing Mars in the back line, which is a very simple kill for them. Troll chases down the Ogre. Nice here, so they get both kills rather than just one of them. Grove is in quite deep. Oh, they see him. If he drops the gem, that could be very, very bad for him.
Tries to run away. The
back, perhaps.
dagger.
Only level 2 glimpse, though. Was the level 4 glimpse.
Maxing the Thunderstrike, feeling desperate to get the need of to, you know, get a bit of an extra nuke magic damage Black as the Roshan falls, Grove escapes, and slowly but surely South Africa is going back to their old ways.
Yeah, there's a lot more resistance though. So game isn't, I mean, it's not super close as it was yesterday, so I mostly chalked it up to the draft though. Like the draft was optimal this game, and we spoke pre-game and how draft is important for them to make the game, you know, even. Game isn't over yet, but South Africa is really far ahead.
And look at the Weaver. Grove already has the point booster. Is going towards the Aghanim Scepter for the support. 97% win rate probability, as their observer points this out very nicely. And in the end, it was the Yule Scepter. Kion really wanted to save for the Blink, but when he spotted that completed Scepter for the Void Spirit, he realized, I need to dispel this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to use any of my spells before I get popped by the damage that is coming in, in full waves from South Africa.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Look at what else is coming up. Obviously, they have that Aegis, which they might just use as a farming Aegis. But generally, when just this early, you want to take the tier 2 towers with it, really squeeze the map in, and make sure Madagascar can't really farm outside of their base anymore. Have anything else coming in? Troll, finish Sanj Yasha. They're very ready to fight. So the bottom tower is going to be the target. And I don't see any sort of defense. It's way too hard right now. Madagascar's not ready to fight.
This Invoker has double Bracer Wand into Aghanim Scepter. He doesn't have the Aghanims completed. It's about 1500 gold away, but this sounds like desperation to me, Black. Getting Aghanim so you hopefully get, I don't know, is the game plan 5 people arena into Static Storm Cataclysm? Is that what Madagascar has to resort to?
At this point, probably, yeah. They have a severe lack of damage, even in that ult, and they're just going high ground. They'd be obviously very strong. You can't burst them, or they found a Disruptor.
No. And look at the arena, it's gonna come in, but there's no Static Storm. And the Cataclysm isn't there yet. What are you gonna do? Connected onto 3, but they're also healthy. Pops the time lapse now, jumping in with the Astral Step, trying to get the kill with the Spirit Vessel, but Mars will be able to make his way into the fountain. Static Storm coming in, Reality Rift, and nice, beautiful Spear of Mars, trying to get him all the kinetic field, but that is only the Aegis target, and he doesn't even die as the Battle Trance come through with the Overgrowth. It's gonna be 2, 3, double buyback. Madagascar squad still wants to turn this around. Slardar is alone. Soup gets pulled into the fountain. It's going to be a massive pickup for the Radiant side as Adastar just sidesteps Sunstrike. Games, they want to get more, and it's going to be the Treant Protector. You're not as elusive as the Weaver, so you will be the one to fall. Let's look at Kion. Does get caught by the Remnant, and I think their pursuit will halt.
Yeah, Soup again with that was caught out a little bit in front. But of course, as we saw, lots of buybacks committed for that as well. South Africa is still very happy with that because next time they won't have backs. Aegis is still up for another 1.5 minutes, so if they really wanted to, they could just go straight away again.
The fact that Adastam survives there, Black, it's kind of incredible. I believe he was under 40 HP, he got away, and it's... If you get the Aegis kill as well, on top of the 2 that you got, and you protected your racks, Madagascar would have been really happy. I mean, of course, this is the biggest small victory they've won in 21 minutes, but it could have been so much greater.
It could have been, I agree. The main reason why Adastam survived is because his fast is really crazy. You get so much of a damage barrier, and he was in heroes, so you got 2 500 damage barriers, which is kind of just 1,000 damage that's being negated out of nowhere. Yeah, these facets are definitely very interesting and enable heroes to play in a couple of different ways that they wouldn't be otherwise.
I gotta say, we did say this was a 1 defense. They managed to hold, protect their own racks, but the problem was looking at the networks in the top left corner for those of whom that are not familiar with Dota, maybe the Invoker is under the Disruptor when it comes to gold. She's absolutely incredible as they both bought back for that fight, Black.
Oh, wow. To Invoker's net worth. Or rather, what happened to Disruptor's net worth? I don't know what I'm more by Invoker being so low or by Disruptor being so high.
It's a good question.
Where you enter Hacker Master, I think.
Oh, they're trying to go for Adastam. There's no more Aegis. Can we connect the Spear of Mars? We can connect. The Static Storm is there. And look at the Sunstrike. Perfect on top of the arena. And can they finally kill him? He's so survivable, but he dies. And now the Battle Trance BKB to slay Chaos Knight, Lord Grim, and Keon end up falling in a matter of seconds on top of Lapan, and it's gonna be an ultra kill for Depay, as it's only the Disruptor. He popped the Static Storm, Thunderstrike, and said, guys, I don't think we got this. Let me TP out, which was the correct choice.
Yeah, and he's getting closer at least to his scepter, which is probably the most busted Aggron scepter in all of Dota. Game is probably going to end before he gets it. Knocking on the high ground. Obviously, all the heroes are still dead. At least down. Yeah.
20 seconds, no Evoker.
Desperate
This was a
measures.
slide back for him. 100% win rate, we saw that pointed by our observer from Dota Plus. South Africa is setting up, jumping in, Cindering Crush onto Lapan, and Keon Lapan just dies to a few more right clicks of the Troll, and Soup will I be the one to claim the double kill? I gotta say, when you're winning in a 24-minute matchup, and Soup probably had the most quiet game out of the three we've seen him play. Not as impressive on the Slaughter as he was on the Enigma and Mars, but he didn't need to be.
Need to be, and ultimately he still had a very good game. Incredibly farmed still, and he's one of the main reasons why Chaos9 had such a poor time, right?
Yeah, of course.
Again, yeah, he had a couple of faulty initiations, but overall still played very well. Adderstam, same thing. Debbie again. I mean, you can't really fault anything if you're this far.
First tier 4 will fall to Depay as he's completely turned into an absolute turret with the Fervor, and look at the Terror Tree and Protector. He is so annoying, just popping out the Nature's Grab to slow the smoked Radiant side get outside of their own base. It's just breaking the smoke as well.
It's the last opportunity they have. But the Axe is going to be a surprise. They don't know that he has it.
They just need the Mars to jump in on multiple targets.
Yeah.
Can he get on top of more?
Hope.
We have the dust being popped. They're setting up. There's no Blink Dagger for Keon, actually. And look at the jump from the Slaughter onto Zodi. Arena misses. Doesn't connect onto anyone. It's got to be Depay and Cuckoo jumping into the arena themselves, wanting to take a fight in the Colosseum as Lemuel has to use an isolation Static Storm. Nobody will be in it. The Cataclysm, though, onto 4. The damage is overwhelming. 2 of them might pull the time-lapse, protects only 1, but Cuckoo will soon follow into the graveyard. He's very beefy boy, but it is going to be a buyback from Keon, and they're still on the server. They want to catch something else indeed, but the Astral Step jumping in, Remnant, Depay coming in, Mars Yule Scepter. He needs to get out, he needs some help, he needs a teammate to be next to him, but the Spirit Vessel will not allow any heal as they're now claiming the final tier 4 tower.
And Drone is under pressure next. There's no BKB on Trolls. Maybe there's a small chance to still defend here. Tornado doesn't clip, nice dodge. He has to be careful though. If he gets glimpsed back into a combo, CK is out on 1. Oh, I think they're always saying they're welcome here.
Let's see, can we finally punish some of this presence in their base? No more Fortify. The Fervor stacks are coming in. They're racking up Fervor stacks. Chaos Knight, I think he might have disconnected. No, he's finally back here, but it's gonna be a little too late as the Ancient falls.
Yeah.
South Africa Black, they are as dominating as ever in this game number 1.
Yeah. What can you really say? It's somewhat what we expected. Madagascar draft wasn't up to par. I do think though, if Madagascar does get a decent draft up next game, they're gonna have a better chance against South Africa, obviously, because this draft, 3 lanes. Yeah, this just can't happen in Dota. We've already said it multiple times. Obviously, South Africa is a lot better, but their draft should not be allowed to be this much better, you know? Because if individual players are better, and you have such a good draft that is way better than your own draft, you have almost not really winning the game. Because the only way to win against a superior team is by out-strategizing them and the game.
It's impressive from them, and we saw an attempt right from Madagascar at the very end, but the arena didn't connect. The Static Storm was defensive, and the Invoker Tornado Cataclysm came through. If that would have been within the arena or with the Static Storm, it might have been the beginning of a longer hold from them, right? But you can't just play 4 minutes 35 when you get your Ags on 3 heroes to go for a wombo combo. It was a nice thought process, but let's realistically say you can't do this versus South Africa. Time and time again, we've seen them this tournament, how dominating they are during the laning phase, and just as expected, they've done it yet again. As right now, I'm very keen and hoping to see Madagascar come back into the second map, like you said, better draft and slightly more confidence in their early game rotations.
That's definitely what they need. As I said, this Ogre pick just didn't do it for me. It felt...
back. We are back. We're better than ever. I'm Waxen, joined by Black for the second map of this Madagascar versus South Africa official grand final of the IESF Dota 2 qualifiers. Black. It's been a long time coming for South Africa to make it yet again, and right now they are a single victory away from achieving their dream.
Yeah, well, part of the dream. At least, I'm sure qualifying is just half the battle. You really want to have a nice result once you're there as well, because I do think they expect themselves to win this qualifier even before it started, probably. Same with Egypt. Even if they might be a little humble and not say it directly, I do wholeheartedly believe that they do know how good they are.
Yeah,
because obviously they're playing a lot. They know the ranks of their opponents. And so on and so forth. So I really hope that, Madagascar can somehow make them work this time. Because it was a little bit too easy for South Africa again. It was actually so easy for them that they did the diving things again. They were playing the foot a little bit, not as much as yesterday. So they didn't feel as confident. But yeah,
I gotta say, right, Black. It's when you're so strong in your region, you want to have a bit more fun. And I know we keep on talking, you gotta play the best Dota you can, you gotta be serious all the time, because if you do qualify and you do play the better teams, then you can get punished if you do this sort of stuff. But realistically speaking, the LAN Grand Finals, the World Esports Championships, is so far away from this moment in time that even if, fountain dive here and there, you gotta realize we know why we did that. We were bored, we wanted to enjoy ourselves and put a spectacle for the viewers, right? And I think that's also fine. There is, I think, a little over 4 or 5 months until we will see them play in Riyadh at LAN. So no matter what happens here, even we keep talking about drafts and picks, most certainly the meta will shift so much by that point that everything happening here today could be very well slightly irrelevant in November.
Yeah, there's potential for that, for sure. We'll see if there's going to be a new patch. Probably not going to be a very big patch. If anything, it's going to be a gameplay patch only. Usually they're thrown out just when TI is around the corner with lots of nerfs. So mostly the map will probably be the same. The way the map is approached is probably going to be the same. Like, I personally always look for map changes or terrain changes or economy changes.
Yep.
I don't really care so much about gameplay changes, to be entirely honest, because I think everything is kind of broken anyway, That's basically the cycle we're going right now with Dota. We want to have this hero in the meta, so we're going to make him broken, and we're going to nerf the other broken heroes instead. And then, a couple of months later, okay, he's had enough time in the limelight. Now we want this guy to be there. So we're going to nerf him and buff these guys instead. So it's like a very obvious way they've been doing things for a couple of years now that I'm not super excited for those. But once they actually change the terrain or the economy, that's where Dota really becomes different. Because suddenly you have to approach the map differently. You have to smoke gang from different angles. You have to hold different areas in the game at different times. That's what's really, really interesting and spicy for me.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, the massive changes are the ones that we want. But, maybe, do you think there's any chances we get the addition? We talked yesterday a bit about Ringmaster. Do you think there's a chance we get Ringmaster added to the game soonish, maybe in the end of the month or the end of next month? So by the time we will have the World Esports Championships, Ringmaster could be added to Captain's Mode?
I mean, I hope so. I don't know if they will do it. I certainly hope they do, because it would definitely shake things up a little bit. I also wonder how they're going to bring him into the game. Whether he's still going to be a carry, or if it's going to be more of a support here or a mid. Of course, in Dota, nothing's really ever set in stone. But if he has the same sort of kit as he did in Heroes of New Earth, playing him as a carry is probably the way to go.
I think so too. I think we need a new carry. When is the last time we got a carry in Dota? I guess Muerta, fine. But I think if you type up, let me see, Muerta. I swear it says she's a bit of a support, doesn't it? Attack type, I didn't manage to look at it in time as we're getting into draft underway. But the fact that she can be played as a support as well tells me we haven't gotten a true carry in a long time, Black. And we really want to see one of these, the Sven. Come on, when are we going to get another Sven into the patch? Or another Naga Siren, another Terrorblade? We need something like that feels so strong that no matter what you do, you can't run it as a support.
10 seconds remaining.
You say that people have been running Terrorblade as support for a while in Immortal MMR until they got nerfed again.
True.
They'll always figure out a way to do it. And honestly, some of these heroes, if you just think around like 20 corners, there is a place and time for them to be a support. But of course, it's very rare. And even when this Terrorblade support thing was really big, I wasn't a terribly big fan of it. Just doesn't really feel right, because ultimately most of his abilities scale with his farm, not with the teammates' farm. So yeah, some things just should be left alone,
Wow. We are now underway with the second draft of the day, and still supports being banned out by South Africa, but Madagascar will actually change up some of that. The Witch Doctor led through the pool. They banned it last time around, and now they decided, you know what, the Weaver and the Treant felt a bit too much for us, so they will take those out of the pool very early on. And do you think South Africa bans something and snaps the Witch Doctor here, Black?
It's definitely possible. We have seen Witch Doctor being very strong. I love to see Witch Doctor. He's a very strong laner. Mid game is also very strong with the pure damage ward. And South Africa snatches it. That is already very scary. I don't like this for Madagascar already.
Well, I can tell you a fun fact. The lowest facet win rate in the whole of Dota since 736B, yeah, it is Cleft Death or Cleef Death. I'm not exactly sure how it's called. Cleft Death, I think it is, which is the Witch Doctor facet that essentially reduces your ultimate damage, but it splits it into two. So, if South Africa picks the Witch Doctor and then forgets to change the facet, they're playing at a disadvantage.
However, let me check. The first facet that's automatically picked, I think, is Paralyzing Cast deals more damage each bounce.
That's not the strongest one, right? It's not the Voodoo Festeration.
Yeah, but why is it even there? 30 per bounce is nothing.
Yeah, so maybe there's a chance. If you're a Madagascar fan, ladies and gentlemen, the Witch Doctor could be the game ruiner for South Africa. Now, leaving all the jokes aside, Madagascar changing things up, and they're going to get their hands on the Undying, which I love to see making his way onto this map number 2, because we often talk about South Africa dominates early games, South Africa wins lanes. Undying is one of these supports that is quite hard to lose a lane that he's on.
I would actually say Witch Doctor, if they somehow end up being matched up against each other, kind of outdoes Undying. Like, you just out-heal his damage while, dealing a ton of damage to him. So I hope they do dodge the Witch Doctor with the Undying. And they're probably going to be both 5s, so they should naturally dodge each other. But yeah, I also love Undying. It's a great hero. Pretty much at all stages of the game. And it's definitely what they need. Like, they got to focus on lanes a lot more.
What else is going to be the pair? He going to be paired with, as they need to ban some extra stuff. Oh, the Vengeful Spirit Timbersaw banned from South Africa, and the Enigma response from Madagascar. I think these are all very fair bans. All 3 heroes, I believe, have they're very potent in the meta, especially the Enigma with the highest win rate. And Undying now. What are you going to put next to him? Because Undying Medusa used to be a thing before the change, right? Before Medusa now doesn't have strength at all, when you could just keep on building stats and she would improve not just her mana, but also her HP. Nowadays, I don't think I've seen players pick them in tandem.
Yeah, no, they usually don't end up together for the exact same reason. They end up banning the Enigma. There's still Shadow Fiend in the pool, which South Africa obviously loves. Maybe we're gonna see a Madagascar Shadow Fiend. I would love to see that. Throw out something new that we haven't seen yet, and try to win again that way. Because obviously you tried what you tried in game 1, what you're comfortable with, Didn't work. Get out of your comfort zone. If you want to win, that's pretty much the only shot you have.
They're taking their time. Buttering over 40 seconds for this second pick of Madagascar, as then they don't want to reveal too much. South Africa will then have to get 2 picks, so that's going to be 2 for 3, and they will have the overall last pick as well on the Madagascar side, which I actually hope they're going to save it for their mid laner. No, never mind. They're getting the Shadow Fiend, and I don't hate it. I was about to say I want to see their mid laner go last, but if you get your hands on the Shadow Fiend so early in the draft, I think it's a big victory for you in this current patch.
Let's see how South Africa actually will deal with it, because we haven't seen the Shadow Fiend actually lose a lane yet.
Not only that, Black, we haven't seen a Shadow Fiend lose any games in either the North or South Cone. To the point of the 2 games we had Shadow Fiend in, both games finished pre-minute 16. So, if this continues, we're going to a game 3. But again, this is South Africa. Is playing against this hero, so it's a big ask.
Yeah, and of course very different, right? The 2 games that were very quick, both the times SF was picked by the favorite anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that statistic, it's kind of gonna take it with a grain of salt. Darkseer Earth Spirit, I liked it a lot.
Oh, wow.
You can just Iron Shell the Earth Spirit, hit the piece middle, should be a very free kill onto the Shadow Fiend from there on out. And of course, Darkseer Earth Spirit don't care at all about Undying. Iron Shell is one of the best ways to pressure the Undying. I like this a lot.
And now the Ursa response from Madagascar. Ursa is usually quite good at killing, at least during the laning phase, the creep that has the Iron Shell. She just pops the Fury swipes, goes bam, 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 and the creep falls. But like you said, this magic over time damage coming in with the Earth Spirit being able to be constantly on top of you, it's gonna be a problem as soon as the rotates will start happening. But do you think there's a slight chance the Earth Spirit could go mid?
It could happen. It's definitely a good mid hero, this patch as well. It's just a little scary running it against an SF.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, you're a melee hero against SF. Good luck, is all I can say. It's one of the hardest matchups in the entire game, probably. So you want to avoid that if you can, unless you have a great idea of actually getting a lot of rotations on him. Hero. Interesting. I think it's the first time I actually see this hero on the mainstream.
He's very good in laning phase. I think they picked him here for a similar reason as the Undying. You get nuked by the breath fire, and then your lane is just not good. So this might be what the Madagascar plan is, to just survive the laning phase with a lot of nukers and punishing what I assume will be a position 5 Jakiro. So I guess the Darkseer. If it is a position for Earth Spirit can get close and on top of the Jakiro, but maybe when he gets level 3 or 4, level 1 and 2, he's kind of suffering some HP problems when getting swiped by the Ursa and of course the nukes from the fire. Interesting choice. Like you said, a lot of team fight again from the Madagascar side, but this time they don't really have the setup for it.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big Jakiro fan personally.
Okay.
But it doesn't really strike me as amazing this game, just because it doesn't really counter anything. Usually you would pick it as a counter to a lane if it's a core, or to a counter for like an offlaner.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really counter Darkseer. They already have an Undying +5 anyway, so I think it's gonna be an offlane. Chaos Knight again. Okay. We have seen this hero with a varying success.
This is on the side of South Africa, Black. So it's a steal.
Yep.
Madagascar was the one running it last game, and I think it's going to be more of a Depi wanting to say, oh, we'll show you how to make this one work. And it's great versus the Jakiro. Jakiro likes staying behind outside of the team fight, but you just get pulled into Reality Rift, and a couple of Chaos Strikes, you get taken out, as well as CK plus the Iron Shell. Also very good to be up front, get on top of the Shadow Fiend. I don't hate this CK pick.
No, it's good. but Jakiro is actually not bad against it either.
Okay.
Neither is Shadow Fiend, so it makes sense if you look at it from a cost perspective. Because Chaos Knight absolutely eats Ursa, of course. It's good with Darkseer, so I don't think it's necessarily like the best pick they could have gotten, but it's not a bad pick at all. And together with Witch Doctor, of course, one of the best lanes in Dota currently. Well, most lanes that have a Witch Doctor on them
They're very good.
Very good, yep.
Mars is still available for Madagascar.
Mars is still available. Jakiro Mars is a strong lane. It could also be that they want to run an off-lane Jakiro, so they want to have him support.
I don't want to see that.
User disconnected from your channel.
I don't want to see an off-lane Jakiro this game. I full honesty, you're one game down. If you lose this, you're out of the tournament. Well, you're getting second place, but second place doesn't get you anywhere. So I really feel like going for something a bit more conventional, like the Mars, might be the better play for Madagascar. What about a Legion?
It can also work. Legion, Mars, both are good.
Well, okay.
They also go for the Lina. Looks like everyone's answer to IESF is just Lina. Interesting.
It has never worked. Just reminding for the viewers at home, we have seen this matchup twice already. It hasn't worked. But like Black said, there were the initial matchups before even seeing the drafts were slightly scuffed in the favor of the Shadow Fiend. So maybe this time around, the Lina can get one back onto the Shadow Fiend, as Madagascar has only 8 seconds of reserve time left in the tank. Black, they need to commit to something right about now. And I actually think it's going to be the... Oh, I did think about the Underlord. But you know what my problem with Underlord is here? I think Underlord is going to be making it a bit harder for Madagascar to execute. The Pit of Malice has a smaller range, although lower cooldown than the Mars Arena. But he also, I guess, holds the push with the Firestorm. So maybe it's going to be way harder for South Africa to kill the towers and get on the high ground. There's pros and cons for this hero. But the Darkseer, I like the Darkseer more than I like the Underlord in this current, state of the 10 heroes that we see.
I probably agree with that. Underlord, though, should have a pretty decent lane against Chaos Knight. He'll be building lots of auras. Just overall damage mitigation is quite nice. I like this draft a lot better than the first one. So we should have a game on our hands. They got a good team fight, good mid-late game. Nice draft. So if South Africa runs away with this one again, they really just completely outclass Madagascar.
Undying Underlord lane, it's a very beefy lane. And when you have a Witch Doctor support, he's good because he likes running at you with the Voodoo Festeration, which, what a surprise. He did not forget to choose the facet. He does have Voodoo Festeration locked in. It's not the easiest for the Witch Doctor, I don't think.
It isn't. But Witch Doctor is very survivable right now. The fact that you heal yourself a lot and deal the same amount of damage is just always like the double effect, right? Like they lose 40, you gain 20. Ultimately, it's a 60 difference. And trading with the Witch Doctor is just almost impossible in this patch.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think even Jakiro just gets smacked by Witch Doctor.
But wait, so you think Jakiro will be joining the Underlord, not the Undying?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that does make sense. Okay. So you have Undying Ursa bottom and then Jakiro Underlord top. Okay. No, that's fine. I like that. This could very well be the game plan, as the second game, potentially the last game of the South African qualifiers, is now underway. We will be taking you through all of the action that is going to be here. And we're starting with a pause. Never mind. Maybe we're not going to jump in just yet.
Yeah. And now we unpause. Wait, give me 1 second. My cat's been meowing at the door for a while. I don't know what's going on. I'll be back in just a second.
Yeah, no problem, Black. I've got you covered, my friend. As the good lucks funds have come through. Hopefully, Madagascar can make this one a bit closer than the first one in the series. Maybe they didn't wake up, but now they had plenty of time to warm up as the teams are approaching the bounty runes without smokes. A bit of a change up from the first map. Not wanting to use the smoke just yet, but Cuckoo is in possession of a smoke of deceit if he wants to use it. Curious startup from Soup with 4 gauntlets of strength on the Dark Seer. And I mean, it's a great item, making very tanky survival. We have the rolling coming in from the Earth Spirit, and it's already on top of Kion. Light Strike Array connects, but look at the damage from the Firestorm. It could be enough to get them a double kill trade. Lord Grim getting lower and lower, but the advantage going towards Madagascar, and now they're setting sights on Deppy, and he will get claimed. One more Fury Swipe might do the job, but the Light Strike Array coming in perfectly, just in time to protect the CK. Zodi will not be pursuing as the decay was in cooldown. Still, Chaos Knight has to go all the way to base and then TP to lane, so if you can punish him when he TPs back, it might win you the bottom lane, as Madagascar has the best start they could have possibly asked for, with 3 kills for 1. Only a single player fell from their side. It was the first blood. So the gold swing will be rather equal. As I'm taking a quick look at the net worth, Lina will have a lot of a good time, 1100 gold already. She's flying something in at this moment. I believe it might be a full wand. But up top, Darkseer and Earth Spirit into an Ursa. 2 melee heroes versus Ursa should be a good lane for this dire side, including like Undying. I like punishing these strength heroes, traditionally speaking. Bottom, Kiro Underlord versus the Witch Doctor with the Voodoo Restoration already activated, level 1. We're starting to see this build-up of 1-3-1, people just maxing Voodoo Restoration. Zodi tries to body block the creeps as Grove wants to steal them, taking the wave under the tower to allow themselves to get some last hits because they can't face off versus the Ursa. But Zodi will keep on chasing. Gets some damage being taken from the Iron Shell, and he really wants to get the range creep, will get denied in front of him by Soup, but at least the 3 other creeps have connected to the rest of the lane. In mid, Shadow Fiend already has quite a considerable advantage, 6-2 to the 3-3 of the Lina, and Hadestam does have the higher nukes though, as Light Strike Array plus Dragon Slayer would be really good to get on, and we sadly have a bit of a disconnect. Hopefully Soup will be joining us back in just a second. I'm really thinking, how does this bot lane will, like, Underlord falls, fine, but now he's gonna come back full HP, full mana, and with the help of a Jakiro Lemule, they could probably turn around and deal enough damage to kill the Witch Doctor if they can get on top of him. Up top, Lapon isolating the Darkseer as he should. Full creep wave ahead of him.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back. No problem, my friend. Hopefully the kitty's alright.
Of course. I just had to make sure there's no illegal cat fighting going on. Because there was a little stray cat saying hello.
I understand. I see. I'm not a pet owner myself, but I could imagine it could be quite stressful sometimes. As you came in just in time, Black, to see the Shadow Fiend not dumpstering, but at least dominating the Lina thus far, as per the tournament history tells us between these 2 hero matchup.
Yeah, and they're actually in the gold lead, which is a very good sign for them. Hasn't happened yet, even in game 1 at all.
Well, Black, that was a... Oh, sorry, we're gonna see Cuckoo, by the way, being caught and killed here, which is what we were talking about before you rejoined us. There was a hell of a skirmish at the Bounty Rooms that ended up being 3-for-1 in the favor of Madagascar.
Ah, makes sense then why they're quite far ahead, seemingly. The Ursa especially is having a great game.
Yeah, we've seen some attempts from the Earth Spirit. Oh, nice 45 from Adamstar that wants to just go behind the tower. And Lord Grim, I think he might have overstayed his welcome. Adamstar has the Fairy Fire to keep himself alive to the right click, and now up top they're turning this one around with the Iron Shell and the Rolling Boulder, but Lapon gets the kill. Now the Tombstone on the ground will slow Soup down. A couple more right clicks will do the job. It's gonna be the double kill for the Ursa, as Madagascar has a hell of a lead in minute 4.
Damn, actually turning it around, huh? And the game overall. 1k gold lead. against South Africa. Not bad, not too shabby at all. And the Jakiro also TP'd middle to get the trade kill on the Lina. So they're having a very good time right now.
I just say that Kion will most probably fall to the Maladin, as Lemuel was just out of range. I believe he might have went to stack the triangle, as they got a lot of good stack killers, right? You have the Firestorm from the Underlord, you have the Shadow Fiend in itself, even the Ursa, if she gets a Battle Fury at a later point, will love to get some stacks going. And I think Madagascar should actually prioritize stacking in the next 3 to 4 minutes.
Stacks are always a very good economical decision. Pretty agree with that. How's Ursa looking? He's actually getting healing self out. His face was already. This top lane is gonna get quite difficult now for the Radiant side. Something that I didn't really expect, to be honest, because their heroes should be quite strong.
Solo kill mid from Lord Grim Black.
Oh, what's happening? They're cooking.
Go bottom pressured, but beautiful Pit of Malice, and then the Ice Path to get a double damage double root from the Pit of Malice Depi. You're tanking both Kion, but another creeper is coming towards you. You might have to disengage, and he will pull the wave under the tower. Double Chaos Strike to secure one of the last hits, but then another Chaos Strike doesn't allow him to get more. A very good play from Camps on the Underlord, and this is by far the best matchup we've seen from any teams versus South Africa at this moment in the game.
Yeah, mid lane is actually insanely even right now. Completely 50-50. Earthspirit dipping middle, and there is no dire ward right now. But giving away his position. So we'll see what Grove can get done here. Shouldn't be too much.
Shadowfiend is farming his stacks, I believe, or actually waiting to stack a camp to the north side of the tower. No, just killed it, didn't want to stack it. Now will spot Grove. Grove, complete connection, but I think Adastarm is a bit far. But Lord Grim is walking in to the Light Strike Array. Cuckoo is here as well. Requiem of Soul coming in just in time, but he will fall as Kion is only level 4. TP coming in, and the Tombstone from Zodi. But the Blood Grenade and a Pit of Malice. The tower is actually not focusing the Lina, but he will still fall as the damage from the right clicks is so high. Oh, haste rune for Cuckoo to get out of there scot-free.
A lucky little find there for sure, otherwise probably would have died as well. But yeah, they're putting up a fight. Despite that though, I think South Africa is generally just a little bit better at optimizing their time around the map. The 1k gold lead already turned around, and now suddenly South Africa is actually in the lead.
Despite being 4 kills down, and they have the rotate potential. Okay, Grove. I like that. That's a bit of a good attempt. You know you can't die, and the fact that you don't really have any reliable locks other than the Pit of Malice. Ice Path, you can. It is not the hardest spell to hit, right? But it's also not the longest stun duration, as we see Lemuel instantly TPing top, trying to help Lapan. So this Earth Spirit is going to have a pretty free game, especially with the surge from the Dark Seer, because there are no reliable locks. There's no Shaman, there's no Ogre, there's no Lion that can just completely shut you down.
That's right, and mega kill. Soup is down again. Probably the hardest game we've seen for Soup so far. Oh, there's also Meldic bot lane though. A lot of damage from the Underlord. Meldic is only level 1.
He should fall, I think, here.
Nah, he's dotting him out, dotting him out, dotting him out, and you're gone. Nice. Yeah, Voodoo Restoration putting in the work, of course.
Already instant purchase of raindrops for Kion. One doesn't want to go when he wants to go back onto the lane as a top. Soup is back in. Lepon does not have the support close by. Jakiro is quite far, but Jakiro level 6. I think he's had it since minute 7 with that Wisdom Rune. So Macropyre already available, and will take the TP bottom. Lemuel tries to maybe wrap around and catch the Lina, who is for some reason bot.
Dire are scanning.
There's not the Lina. It's the Sales Knight going for the Ancient stack. Now the Tombstone comes out. Depi, do you have a TP to go out of there? Doesn't matter anymore as Kion has joined up. The Pit of Malice would be able to stop any of that. Oh my goodness. Depi really overconfident after claiming the tier 1 bottom, and pays off with his life as we have the amplified damage on Lord Grim, and this is gonna probably be a push for the tier 1 tower trade, but they need to also defend mid as Adestam is pushing black.
Yeah, and top 2, where Darkseid is pressuring. They're really good at optimizing the pressure onto the map. Underlord and Security picking middle to defend, however.
Nice blast. Nice Grove, slowing them down a little bit, and now the Rolling Boulder on top of Keon, only level 4. Do we have enough damage? Grove.
There's a stick.
They don't want to kill him. They were maybe too afraid to be reality rifted by Depi, I believe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and they should not be able to get the tower too easily. Lina's still trying to right-click it a little bit, but they're not going to get it right now. Soup top still is pressuring the lane, trading time with Ursa. They can't really pressure each other too much.
Lapon's trying to get some more Fury Swap stacks, already up to 5 onto the Starks here. And Kuku is coming in under smoke alongside the Earth Spirit. But Lapon doesn't care. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna go farm in the Mighty Mines, which is by far the best choice he could have made when he doesn't see anybody else on the map.
Well, he's running back in though. I think he did see... Yeah, now he definitely saw them.
There's a
This time
counter
around,
smoke.
actually, the Dire supports are way out. Oh, dippy, dippy, dippy.
Perfect bit of malice. It's gonna be the Blink Dagger Requiem of Soul. The TPs will come in, but I don't think he has any chance of survival as the long range raise from the Lord Grim claims his soul. In black, okay, let me tell you about this. This Lina, I hate this build. I hate rushing travel boots, and the build that I absolutely hate is travel boots into Netherlands. It doesn't seem like Adestar wants to go for the full build that I hate, but do you think this is, like, good?
Flame Cloak is definitely an insane ability, just because it gives you an insane amount of magic resistance and spell damage. Wait, they're looking to go for the Ursa. Go connect.
Enraged available, and the Vacuum is only level 1, can't pull upon to the wall. With the Mass TP and the Global Ultimate coming in from this Underlord, they think they've got the facilities for that, but the Fiend's Gate, they didn't really commit to it. And, okay, now they're coming for Fiend's Gate. On top of the Undying, Sony gets full connected, doesn't manage to pop the Tombstone. It's actually in cooldown for 15 seconds, but the Macropire damage is so overwhelming. Kills the Earth Spirit, and now the right clicks as we have both the Lord Grim and Lapon jumping forward 3-4-1 for none actually, as Madagascar pop 2 net worth, both of position 1 and 2 of their side.
Well, we said making the game more interesting. They're certainly doing that as we get a little replay of the fight up there. They are playing like they're ahead at all times. South Africa is. They have no business being there without 2 of their cores. And they end up getting 1 support kill, yeah, but it's only on a dying. And you get completely punished for being out of position like that. I really like the way they're playing right now in Madagascar.
Yeah, so do I. It's only going to be up to them from now on to not lose this advantage.
Yeah, it's still a small lead, but a lead nonetheless.
You know,
They're looking to defend middle. They have all the ults available now.
The Tombstone's already popped, and they're jumping in, Grow. And the Witch Doctor coming in, will trade his life, but support for offlane always works, as we now have Depi and Adestam coming in. We'll get a bit more gold with the last hit of the Tombstone. So that Death Ward did so much work. Just looking at the fight recap right now, 1400 damage only from the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, his ultimate obviously does pure damage. Very, very strong. Very scary to go up against. How's Ursa looking? He already finished Battlefield. That's super fast. So he's going to be scaling quite nicely from here on out. They have very good chances of actually taking this game home. I didn't think they had it in them after game 1, to be honest.
Maybe it was like you said. They really just needed a better draft. And, I mean, they have it. They have still 7 kills ahead of them. Ursa still topping the network chart. My only concern is, I don't know if in the mid to late game, the Ursa can outscale the Chaos Knight. That's the one thing I'm concerned with. Oh, perfect hit of Malice and Firestorm. It's gonna be the Lord Grim already instant Soul Requiem. Light Strike Array doesn't even try to attempt it, and a nice sequence of raises. Lord Grim, why haven't we seen you on the Shadow Fiend more often?
Yeah, once again, Shadow Fiend reigning supreme. It'd be very funny if he actually wins this game too and ends the tournament with a 100% win rate.
Dire's middle tower is
I would
under
love that
attack.
too. I mean, not because I think the hero's not too strong, but because Shadow Fiend back in the meta makes for the best types of meta.
Yeah, it's a very exciting hero, for sure. Hit or miss, but when he hits, it's super fun to watch. And they're actually having a smoke rotation here. Who are they gonna... Oh, Ursa. I don't know if he's reading this. Ursa's not reading this.
The teammates are not that far off from Lapan. As Deppy has the shield room, which is the scary part. Chaos Bolt, only a second long, but that's gonna be an easy pickings for the Jakiro kill. And now Lapan with the TP out. He should be fine. As, you know, Lemuel tanking the gank for his carry, it's more than perfect.
Yeah, classic support move, very well done. We have asked for much more.
Oh, Keon gets out of there as the Reality Rift doesn't connect at the very last moment.
Orchid is online on Chaos Knight though, so now he's a little bit more scary.
Whoa, Grove is rushing a Aghanim Scepter on the Earth Spirit. He's got 2 components done already. Huh.
Interesting. He had a BKB queued up, which I thought was going to be way better than that. But we'll see. Maybe he can make really good use of that Aghanim Scepter. Obviously allowing you to reposition an enemy or ally. Also functions as an amazing save.
Oh my goodness, no, this is the build I hate. It's not the Aghanim. See, Black, I love the Aghanim of Lina, but the Travel Boots Aetherlands, I'm just an absolute hater. I've seen this so many times and it rarely wins. That's not to say it's not going to work in this particular matchup, but please stop doing this to yourselves. Go for the Axe, go for the Kai. I don't know. I personally absolutely hate this.
Radiant are scanning.
And now Zodi is gonna pop Tombstone, forcing Alistam away. Now Zodi on the low ground, maybe overstepping. Light Strike Array and Chaos Bolt stacking up, and now Lord Grim a bit too jumpy, connecting with the Requiem of Souls, separating the team fight, but they can't even chain their spells to get a single kill. As Soup is very tanky with that full neck and the buckler. It's gonna be 2 ultimates, well, Tombstone plus Requiem, and nobody falls. Even Necropire was invested. Beautiful bit of Malice connecting 1-2, but the Ursa enraged up front. Deppy with the silence, pulling the Reality Rift back in, and they are so beefy. The Ursa will fall, despite Deppy also losing his life in the process. Perfect Ice Path onto 2, but they are getting around it, and now separation, bit of Malice. The Stark Series somehow still alive. Black, he needs to die, but the Shadow Fiend gets silenced and falls first as Keon turning around. It's a 2-for-2 as yeah, they're still fighting, but it's 2 cores versus a support and an offlane. Bit of Malice on top of the Ice Path, and this is a very long team fight. The Undying has already respawned. Can we catch this Lina?
Very speedy one. 450 MS. Can't you get away? She's probably out. Bit of Malice off cooldown 1 second.
Should die here now. The Undying's here. No, what is happening? Why are they going back? Oh, it's because Cuckoo comes in with the death. Not even. What? Huh? He didn't use the death word. How did he just blow up the Jakiro?
Easy Maledict kill.
Yeah, but that would
You know what it's like.
Yes, but he bursted him down. Like Maledict takes, I don't know, like 4 seconds to kill you. 5, I don't know.
Well, Voodoo Festeration, of course, doing its work there. But yeah, this is what we call fighting on even footing. We finally have a game on our hands where both teams put up a decent fight against each other. Very fun to see these kind of team fights back and forth. Nice spell usage, multiple stuns getting out. But ultimately, the winners of that fight, still South Africa. And this is where they really show their skill, potentially, right? Being behind by quite a bit, and then potentially coming back and winning the game. Now, Lina is halfway done through that Aghanim Scepter. It's gonna increase her damage by a ton, of course.
What sir is this?
They're gonna catch. Wait, this is the replay, right? Yeah, this is the replay we saw earlier when they jumped on top of her. For a split second, I thought this is a deja vu moment for me. As I loved the way Lord Grim connected his raises there. It's, of course, when you're a high skill player, it's not that complicated to do that. She was walking in a straight line, but it looked cool.
Radiant are scanning.
Sure did. Drove. Need to roll out. Richard gets blown up by SF ult. That's a big ult gone though.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They have
attack.
Glyph peeking in as well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They are very tanky though with that. Right?
Grove. Nice silence onto two. Now they keep on to the Undying. Closer to the tower. Pops the Tombstone. He is very tanky. The Ice Bath to slow down the attempt at taking the Tombstone. But in the end, this Undying will not stick to his name as he does fall. A lot of the abilities have been used from Madagascar. That's why we see Grove pursuing, trying to chase for more. And look at the jump in. Shadow Findo with the right click, scaring away the Air Spirit. It's still 5 versus 5 as Zodi respond as soon as his innate ability reset. And look at the connection. Ursa tries to jump on the back line. He's being thrown a vacuum wall onto 4. And the damage. They need to cut the losses. Pit of Malice run away. The Ursa falls, trading his life for the Lina. And the blink away from the Shadow Fiend. He is alive. But look at the monstrous illusions. It's like a zombie movie coming in. Reality with Chaos Vault. Ice Bath. Protecting Kion a bit longer, but the pipe makes him very, very beefy, including another Glimmer Cape. Grove, Dust, up close. You're going way too deep. Cuckoo! Did you just force step yourself into the tier 3? He can be caught. The cookie from the Shadow Fiend. Lord Grim, what are you doing? It's a disaster, Black. Not only the Shadow Fiend came in to sacrifice himself, but the Undying believed it could have maybe helped his mid laner. He also falls, despite what was a great escape initially from him.
He died in 1 second. And that's what I said. The SF is very hit or miss. Like, if you take 1 or 2 missteps, your game suddenly just completely turns on its head. And that's unfortunately what happened here to him. That was... Yeah, I mean, he blew up in 1 second. Literally. Now suddenly, the game was so even. 7k lead.
It's all starting to slip out, I think, but can they kill Grove?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cuckoo already stole their Wisdom Rune like 8 seconds ago, so it doesn't matter as he has the Aghanim Scepter completed. That's why we saw the Self turn into stone and kick away. And the net worth of this mid laner and the offlane Shadow Fiend Underlord is starting to dwindle, Black. The win rate probability was very even for the longest time, but now it's starting to favor South Africa yet again, as even the kill deficit is starting to fade.
Maybe you can see the SF here again. Healing up in the fountain right now, tipping in, and he's dead.
I don't know what the game plan was. The game plan like supposed to TP blink out, and he couldn't blink because of the Voodoo Festration dealing damage and stopping the blink instantly. Is that what the plan was?
That sounds about right. But even
Maybe.
then, like blinking out of there wouldn't really amount to much either, right? Not like you can suddenly take a fight because of that. Ursa though has a basher now, so there might be potential to really get on top of the Lina, perhaps, and burst her down. Now Roshan. That's probably next
Dire's middle
on
tower
the
is under
agenda
attack.
here.
Oh,
And
Are scanning.
they're actually really misreading where they are. Roshan is free and fast.
This would be very good. They even invest the Tombstone. They don't want to give South Africa any chance to jump on top of them with the vacuum wall, which we already saw in the previous team fight from Soup, right? He had a very rough early game, probably the roughest he's had this entire tournament, but now the turnaround from him is incredible. Already top 3 net
Careful
worth.
with the SF.
Lord Grim gets connected, turned into stone, and now kicked into the rest of the team, but there's nobody to follow up. Not on top of Lord Grim just yet. They're trying to get in the backline onto the Southern Lord, but Grove will kill the Undying, and now the vacuum wall onto 3, but it's under an Ice Path Micropire combination, and it's not that much follow-up. The Aegis gets claimed. Cuckoo setting up has more incredible roll-in perfect timer upon respawn, kicking him away. Soup and Adestam doing the work, and now more of a chase. The Ursa will fall soon. Double kill for the Lina, and now Deppy, one in between two, gets the offlaner's neck first, claiming him. Nice football kick on top of the mule. Glimmer Cape tries to run south, dodging the sentry word, but in the end, Deppy is there to claim his life. Full team wipe from Madagascar, including the Aegis skin.
Yeah, this is just South Africa showing off that they're a vastly better team. Like, the way they fought this team fight was so good. Go in, kill one support, disengage, the kick of the SF in, making sure that the enemy has to commit, 3-man vacuum wall. They were fighting on 3 different fronts, basically, and all of them were making the right calls. So, very well done. Very well done. That's why they're the favorites. Just look at this. They're literally fighting on 3 different fronts, and they're winning fights on all 3 of them. Kiting to the right. SF is currently in trouble on the bottom left of the screen. Darkseer is just disrupting the backline, so they can't help the SF. SF dies the first time. Roll is timed perfectly, while Darkseer is still maintaining the chokehold on the other heroes. It was just a perfect execution of the team fight.
It's also the difference of the aura items. Like, look at Darkseer. He's the one carrying the Greaves and the pipe, whereas Madagascar has kind of split the duties. They've got the pipe on the Underlord, but the Undying is the one building the Greaves and doesn't even have it. And we saw in that team fight, it was a good initiation, but because of the Darkseer just popping the aura items and then... Wait, is he dying? Where is he? Oh, his bottom.
He's burning right now. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, why was he even there? Or how did he get spotted?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. He was just trying to farm. Yeah. Witchcraft does that though. Finally getting a little consolation prize. I don't know what Susu was doing there.
Oh, look at the rolling Grove.
Wow,
you
are very low HP.
He's very overconfident. There's no ATOS, and he's committing to the tier 3, kicking the Underlord away. Please, someone get the kill on this Earth Spirit, but no, he's just rolling away. And now Debbie comes in, lays the Undying closer to himself with the usage of the Reality Rift, and now the Ursa. Chaos Strike of 3, Line Striker rate back to all into 2. Still some buybacks available. The Requiem of Soul could potentially be used. Lord Grim just jumps in, gets Chaos Strike and dies.
Very optimistic.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Shadow from Black, look at the roll, and yet again from Grove.
Is under attack.
Kick, turn to stone, renewal will fall as Deppy is having a hell of a game on this Chaos Knight. Probably the better showing of the hero of the tournament. 10, 3, and 11 at this moment in time.
I consign you to dust. Of course, you don't want to leave the game here as Madagascar, but this game is well and truly over now. Some cute attempts by Madagascar made the game very even for quite a while. But yeah. Oh, if Lina gets bashed, they're so cocky. Oh my gosh.
But look at Coco, he's just going in, popping the Death Word, and now the silence from the Earth Spirit. Look at the kick. This Shadow Fiend could probably pop here. One more
As if it's dead from Maldic.
Unbelievable, and the Ursa as well. The tip from Lord Grim onto Cuckoo. Lapan alone, 1 versus 5, falls as well, and double kill. 27,000 net worth lead for the Radiant side. 99% win rate according to DOTA Plus. This means South Africa will most certainly yet again at the World Esports Championships this year.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Another kick. Just enjoying themselves. Grove playing a exceptionally impressive Earth Spirit, I would say. I was doubting the Aghanim Scepter rush, but I think the moment he got it, he just turned into an absolute beast, repositioning opponents time and time again. And I'm surprised how he never gets caught. It's probably back again to the lack of reliable lockdown from the Madagascar side.
It's very difficult to play for them now. Yeah, they're so far behind. Oh, the CK damage up is also ridiculous.
They're trying again, but look at
wall.
Soup! Oh my goodness, Soup might have sacrificed himself in the process, but the double force have to take him away, and now the Ursa doesn't even use the Enrage because the damage is so much from Deppy. The GG well played gets claimed, and we gotta get a Rampage in the fountain. It's an ultra kill, and the Rampage from Deppy to secure their first spot at the LAN Grand Finals. Congratulations, South Africa.
You're so strong. Good luck. Sounds about right. Yeah, expected result. They had to work a little bit harder this time around, but still getting the job done. the mark of a veteran team, of an experienced team. Not really being too shaken up by making a couple of misplays in the early game.